MLS Next Pro wraps up match week 16 in the Pacific Northwest. Tacoma Defiance find themselves in plenty of one-score affairs throughout the year, and they've turned the page, rewritten the story, and they're ready to take on Real Monarchs, who recently broke a two-match losing skid with hopes of picking up critical points at the start of a stretch away from home. It's a happy Father's Day from the Pacific Northwest. We're happy to have you with us. I'm Josh Lill, set to take you the full 90 minutes. Well, Tacoma, they found a lot of success on the counterattack this season. The goal-scoring numbers, though, they haven't quite added up yet. The defense has kept them within striking distance, and for the visitors, they're an aggressive team willing to foul, assert their dominance in matches, and they currently can find themselves higher up in the playoff mix with a result of scrappy play going forward. And for Tacoma, Mohamed Shower, the lone change for Paulo Nagamura from the midweek fixture against Houston Dynamo 2. It is a fluid three-back system. It can look like a five at times, but it features attacking capabilities on the outside with Charlie Gaffney, who has a team-high 4 assists on the year. And Cody Phoenix has started more matches than anyone on the back line, brings a lot of experience, making his 13th appearance in the 11. Mark O'Neill, as versatile as a defensive midfielder can be, he'll certainly help push the pace of the attack. And taking a look at the visitors, 3 changes for Mark Lowry from the win against Portland Timbers 2. Trace Alfin makes his 4th start on the year. He's stopped 73% of the shots he's faced. 16-year-old Lincoln Ream slotted into the starting 11. And Ruben Masayas, the team's leader in minutes, a key leader on that back line as well, and provides much defensive, formidable play at that central spot. Now, Mark Lowry, he wants the wingbacks to get involved on the outside and find that balance of leaving guys vulnerable, but also being stagnant going forward. That'll be key to watch tonight. And Lineker Rodriguez, the team's leader in goals on the year with 5, finds himself atop the formation in search of wreaking havoc against a Tacoma defense that has been also quite good this year. We are moments away from kickoff in Tacoma, Washington. It is picturesque weather, 75 degrees at kickoff, all sun, no clouds, and the wind about 5 miles an hour to the south. Shouldn't be too impactful. Khalilao Jarju, our head official today. Tacoma in the black kits, Real Monarchs in the white. The visitors will start with the ball going left to right. Tacoma right to left. And we are underway from Tacoma, Washington. Happy to have you with us tonight. I'm Josh Lill. And again, we wish a happy Father's Day to one and all. Always a special day when you can get some sports along with the holiday in on your evening. Ball played in and steered away. Tacoma Defiance with an early chance. Possessing in the attacking half, they send it into recycle. It is very much a team that can be quite aggressive on the outside. We mentioned with players like Cody Phoenix and Charlie Gaffney. We'll see how they can test these outside defenders for Real Monarchs. And that always makes for an exciting matchup when each team and their wingbacks, respectively, are quite aggressive. To certainly make for interesting scenarios. The importance of service tonight. And box finishing, as always, certain to have an impact on this one. Tacoma win it again. It's a quick touch. It's a foul against the hosts. And Monarchs look to set up shop. And they do lead the all-time series, 12 wins, 8 losses, and 4 draws. It's the second most matches they've played against any opponent in their history. And they certainly have had the hot hand against Tacoma in recent years across their last 5. 3 victories and 2 wins in penalties on 2 tries. This certainly won't be the last time the teams meet. This is the first of 3 here in 2026. The next one just 29 days away on July 19th. That one will take place in Utah. Tacoma with 6 wins at home against Real Monarchs in this matchup's history. This series has not gone their way in the recent matchups like we just mentioned. But an opportunity right now to get on the front foot. And they certainly are. And how could you not be after knocking off Houston Dynamo too in the midweek? Certainly not an easy midweek challenge for Paulo Nagamura's side. But nonetheless, to play a match just a few days later, a chance to get better, face a little adversity. With just a few short days to recover, it can build that resiliency that's needed to not only get into the playoffs, but again, make a run late into the fall months. Tacoma, who at one point sat in the depths of the Western Conference, have began to climb. Now with 4 wins, they sit in 11th. And are not too far behind Real Monarchs, who sit in 8th. As Defiance with an early chance, it's a slow roller. That's the easiest touch that Trace Alfin will see today. Monarchs pushing the tempo. Felix Ewald trailing. He enters the box along with the likes of Lineker Rodriguez. Off the foul, it is nearly identical to a corner kick, but just a free kick for Real Monarchs, but a chance to be quite dangerous here in an attempt maybe to go for goal, but likely to find a head and win the ball aerially. Kalilu Jarju has a quick talking with Kobe Henry about pushing the Tacoma defender. Ball threatening, nearly in. And somehow it does not go in for Monarchs. Last touched by Tacoma. And that was certainly a dangerous chance. Another look at it here. Again, that helter-skelter play in the box is something any team needs to take advantage of. When you can catch the defense in a lackluster spot, the opportunity always presents itself. The question is, can it be capitalized on? Another inviting chance. It's a foul against Monarchs, and Kalilu Jarju had already warned the Monarchs players to watch the bumping and knocking. Tacoma looked to take advantage. Chance to get out and run. Mark Bronick calling for it centrally. Challenge from behind. It's deemed clean. Rodriguez plays it back. Marquez. Slow roller on the ground, steered aside. And Monarchs take the throw in. They're coming off a dominant 4-1 victory over Timbers 2 just a little over a week ago. Omar Marquez got the scoring started. Timbers 2 would even it up just beyond the half-hour mark and headed into the locker room. Coach Mark Lowry, in the days leading up to this match, told us he didn't know how to really feel at the break, whether to be happy that his team was on the board right in the game or to be upset because he felt like his side had deserved not only a 1-0 advantage at the break, but maybe a 2 or 3 goal lead. Timbers 2 had only had one cross, and it resulted in the goal, which was headed in. Coach Lowry then took the back five aside, addressed the defenders, and said, "You have to be winning after playing that well." It was a moment of constructive criticism as, again, he applauded his defenders for limiting one goal and being, well, nearly perfect. He set the standard high, and it certainly spoke volumes as the club would go on to score 3 second-half goals. Certainly a red card for denial of a goal-scoring opportunity committed by Portland in the 58th minute helped, as the 3 goals would follow. He really values the aggressive play from his wingbacks and knew that that was the key factor in walking away with 3 points in dominant fashion. And tonight, that is certainly something to keep an eye on. Haregi in a joust. It nearly falls to him, and Kobe Henry recovers. No reason to risk, and Michael Wenzel plays it around to Trace Alfin. And the biggest news surrounding Real Monarchs is Wes Sharpie, and what a moment to cap off a professional career for Sharpie. On his final touch at home, he scored the eventual game winner in the 64th minute against Timbers 2. Sharpie, the Florida native, the former Toronto FC2 man and Louisville City man, scored a goal a year ago and ended his career in 2026 with a score. And that is a picturesque ending for someone who has just bled the game of soccer throughout his life. Mark Lowry praised Wes Sharpie. He said he's been amazing for our team in terms of his leadership, bringing his experience to this team, and is excited for his next phase as he'll be moving into a coaching role with the club. Even Coach Lowry was impressed, noting that not many guys can score on their final touch. He got a nice curtain call as he immediately exited the match after tallying the goal. His leadership will still continue again with the club in its entirety, but will certainly be missed on the pitch itself. And of course, going forward, we wish Wes Sharpie nothing but the best in his future adventures in this beautiful game. Dangerous ball, and Monarchs keep it away. They've been quite content with holding the ball. It's a team that values possession, has the speed to get out and run. Tacoma, the counterattack is their bread and butter. And off the kickoff, they had several throw-ins in the attacking half, but it didn't amount to anything. That certainly won't help. But just talking with Paulo Nagamura throughout the stages of the 2026 season, he mentioned every game brings a different story. And having the right mentality and that defensive solidity, that's going to be the key in picking up all 3 points on every night. He's very much of the mindset that great defensive players breed strong offensive players. It's defense first, and it is shown in the stats for this Tacoma team. Just 20 goals conceded here in 2026. That's 6th best in all of MLS Next Pro. But where they've been at their best is in terms of clearing the ball. 117 of those coming into this match. That is tied for 3rd best in the league. The ball may get entered into the defensive third against Tacoma's wishes, but they certainly come together into the big moments and can prevent the opposition from having attacking success when it seems also bright. Quick touch by Bronick. It unleashes Tacoma forward. Alfin ready for the ball and scoops it off the turf. Had Rafael Halregi in pursuit and able to beat him to it. Foul in the favor of Monarchs. And they continue to dominate possession in this one. And Walt could not get through Phoenix. It's loose. Awalt on it. And it's jarred free by Tacoma. Xavi Niaulauti in the right spot, willing to put his body on the line, and wins it back for the hosts. We'll have to go the full length of the pitch to test Trace Alfin in any sort of manner. This portion of the match is brought to you by your locally owned and operated McDonald's. Again, this portion of the match is brought to you by your locally owned and operated McDonald's. Tacoma pushing the pace. It's Phoenix. Retrieves in the corner. Leaves it for Halregi. But he's met by Kobe Henry before he can get any sort of touch. And Monarchs once again take over. Well, it's understandable why Tacoma Defiance would be a bit tired coming into this one. It's not easy to take on the likes of Houston Dynamo too, let alone beat the Houston club. Not many clubs have been able to say they accomplished that feat here this year, as Dynamo 2 have consistently found themselves atop the ranks in the Western Conference. Paulo Nagamura's side this year made history, just the 2nd team to defeat Houston in regulation in 2026. In comeback fashion as well. Went down in the 23rd minute, 1-0. And it was Mark Bronick, along with Edson Carley, that netted the 2 goals to secure all 3 points on Wednesday night. The ball stays with them. And the important factor right now is to limit chances on the counter if you're this Defiance defense. Houston nearly scored on the counterattack, but it was a brilliant goal from Silva, the center back, that was netted from outside, way outside the area, to be a little more exact. Max Anchor made 4 saves in that one. He's on the bench tonight. It's Mohamed Shower's evening between the sticks. Paulo Nagamura notions to the fourth official on the far side of the pitch in a bit of disagreement with the foul call. Monarchs regain the ball. And again, Tacoma struggle to have any sort of consistency going forward and develop lengthy possession. Monarchs right now with 114 passes compared to 72 for the hosts. Neither side has a shot on target, nor a shot period. Monarchs have been clinical in their ball movement. They've eclipsed 87% passing. Slow roller. Dangerous ball between the lines from Alfin. His backline able to keep. The visitors test the long ball. Lineker Rodriguez in pursuit. And great one-on-one defending there from Damian Alvarez. Draws the foul. Damian Alvarez drafted 58th by the Seattle Sounders. A former Conference Defensive Player of the Year at Seattle University. The California native has become quite comfortable with the area. Starting to see a pickup in the matches. This is now his 5th start in his 7th appearance. Had 3 goals and an assist a year ago. But another second-year player on this roster that does bring that valuable experience. And to have that cohesiveness, that bond with players that you've shared the pitch with in years past, it's extremely valuable in a league like MLS Next Pro, where you have all the turnover with players coming up and down from the academy. And the same with the first team, if that applies, and you're not Chattanooga, Carolina, or Connecticut. Alvarez, Gaffney, and Gallatin Sednez. All 3 players have been on this Tacoma team for several years and share the back line tonight. And right now they have been forced to play deep in their own end. Monarchs have continued to set up shop in the attacking half as Awalt along the byline chases and draws the corner kick. Well, Monarchs, they don't score an egregious amount of goals by any means, 24 on the year. They've recorded assists on 15 occasions. But really their bread and butter is getting shots on target. They're top 10 in MLS Next Pro this year in testing goalkeepers. As this one with in swing. It's popped up. Falls just outside the box. Touched by Tacoma and flicked forward. Haregi and Bronick had eyes on the ball. And Trace Halfin had other ideas. Player down right now for Tacoma. Xavi Nyalati back to his feet. And this portion of the match is brought to you by Providence Swedish, official healthcare partner of the Seattle Sounders. The visitors win it. Mark Lowry, the leader of this Real Monarchs team, emphasizing play between the lines. And today, his side, they've done it well, but have just not executed in the final third as much as he would have liked. It looks promising here for a chance. It's volleyed out of the air and taken down immediately. Henry inside. Nothing to it in the moment. Ball in tight quarters. And eventually jarred loose. It's left off for O'Neal. It's cycled back. And the pressure on for Sandnes. Somehow Tacoma escape, and it's Bronick running centrally. And again, cannot win the foot race to the ball. Plenty of Defiance defenders back, and they can reset. Phoenix loses it immediately. Ball through the middle. Falls to Jauregui. Nearly lost it. Maintains composure. Nice move there from Nyalati. Xavi Nyalati works centrally. Opts to the right. Into the corner it goes. And Carly loses it on his own accord. And it's those self-inflicted wounds that have kept Tacoma, along with the likes of Real Monarchs, off the board thus far, as we're in the 25th minute. In past matches, Paulo Nagamura has mentioned the importance of having clinical play in the finishing phase. He's liked what he's seen in terms of the build-up in the creation phase, but the play around the box, quality of service, that last ball, key finishes, that needs to be a bit better because he feels like this is already a dangerous team on paper and likes their odds any day against any team. The question is, can they execute inside the area? That's where the struggles have been. Phoenix. Jauregui. He's shoved to the ground. Henry in the mix. And right to the pocket goes Kalilu Jarju for our first booking of the evening. He knew it immediately, and it drew some applause from this crowd gathered at Starfire Sports Complex. Kobe Henry with his second booking on the year. Henry, who took part in 14 matches a year ago for Monarchs and 5 with the first team. Sure to be tested here. Jauregui leaves it through, and might have been some miscommunication with Mark Bronick and the attackers ahead. And those two know each other fairly well after competing against each other in their USL League One days in 2025. Jauregui with the Charlotte Independents. Mark Bronick, last year's Young Player of the Year in League One with Union Omaha. Bronick, who's halfway to reaching his goal scored number last year, had half a dozen for Los Bujos and already has 3 with Tacoma. Rafael Jauregui hasn't quite seen the same goal scoring numbers he saw on the East Coast. With the Charlotte Independents, had 4 goals and 3 assists across all competitions. Has a couple of helpers this year, but has yet to strike the back of the net. Those are 2 players for Apollo Nagamura that can light it up on any given day. Shower. Out the back. And Damian Alvarez given no room to work. It was last touched by Tacoma. And Monarchs again win the ball with a short field to work. If Mark Lowry's side could get Lineker Rodriguez a few more touches, he's at the edge of the box. He certainly can wreak havoc on this Tacoma defense. This throw-in, skied into the air, it's threatening, it falls down, it's finished. But no good, whistled off immediately. It's a throw-in, and it appears that Real Monarchs might have violated the touch line. And what a chance it was. If he stays behind that far touch line, we're looking at a good goal. Barring any offside flag, which was not raised into the sky. Tacoma with a chance to counter. What a swing this could be. Bouncing ball on the ground, and it's corralled up by Trace Alphin. Those are the sequences you want to eliminate on every single match day if you're Mark Lowry. A simple error, taking away a goal and nearly resulting in one for the opposition. That's any coach's nightmare. This Monarchs team, though, they've had varying results throughout the year. I mean, they started very good in the regular season campaign with a couple of victories, going 2 for 2 in penalties. That's 10 points in their first 4 matches. But then they lost 4 consecutive games and were outscored 9-1 by their opponents. Then all of a sudden the results, they came in bunches. Picked up a PK win over San Jose Earthquakes 2 and recorded back-to-back victories over Rapids 2 and Whitecaps FC 2. They then suffered 2 straight losses and had that critical win against Portland as they concede a corner kick, and Tacoma sets up shop just beyond the half-hour mark. For Mark Lowry, mentioned the team he's coaching this year, it's quite different than the others he's had in the past. He mentioned there's good attackers on this team. We're solid defenders. Their strengths in and out of possession, but those 4 attributes, they haven't clicked in a single match this year. He mentioned, and it's known, there's games where they concede a lot and score a lot in one. Then they may record a shutout or get shut out and score a goal or maybe none. It's developing that consistency. It's a big part of this team's identity, and it's something that's hard to achieve as they're forced on the back foot here, trapped in their own defensive half. But the coaching staff understands they cannot dwell on these back and forth results. Things are going to go up and down, out of their control, and that's just the nature, not just of this league, but any professional soccer league or sports league for that matter of fact. Ball stays with Tacoma. But he mentioned there's a lot of competitiveness within this Real Monarchs team. Players always wanting to make that jump up to the first team, whether they're from the academy or based here in MLS Next Pro. And Mark Lowry has made it quite simple for his players. Your best chance to get called up and see minutes with the first team is be your best every day. when you're at your best every single training session, video review session, match day. Heck, team meals, why not? That gives you your best chance to see minutes at the next level, but also give Real Monarchs success here in MLS Next Pro. And in midst of all the positives and negatives, the strengths and weaknesses that each side has had coming into this one, neither has recorded a shot on goal. Nice ball through. It goes out for a goal kick. It was not saved along the byline. And Tacoma able to repossess. This portion of the match is brought to you by the Puyallup tribe of Indians, a tribe known for being generous and welcoming all people. Inviting ball. Worked into the box. And Kalilu Jarju deems no penalty. Tacoma stay on it. That cross denied. That one might have hurt a bit. Lincoln Ream, the last to touch the 16-year-old in the starting 11 today. Signed professionally on June 12th after having several appearances here with the second team. Academy product. Certainly in a big spot tonight, as points are critical. As this one skied up into the sun, and Trace Alphin deals with it cleanly. 74 degrees, all sun. Monarchs in the shade. They've gone 2-3 on the road this year. Their most notable road victory, a 5-0 thumping of SKC2 back in match week 2. Another part of those lopsided results that the club has seen throughout this campaign. They've won 4 games by multiple goals, and they've lost 5 games by multiple goals. And they have the attacking prowess to pull off those 5-0 wins on any given match day. The question is the execution there? I think right now, today is a good opportunity to attribute, shots on target to good defense on both sides. I mean, there have been some clean chances that have been taken away. I mean, there was a goal wiped away due to a touchline violation. Each side has been compact. They've gotten back in transition, and that communication very much key. Of course, Real Monarchs very hard to penetrate with the 5-back. Tacoma Defiance fluid on their back line, but Charlie Gaffney and Cody Phoenix, they've known when to jump back and provide aid to Jasper Winslow, Damian Alvarez, and Galatin Sednez. Kalilu Jarju draws out the line. It's a short one for Tacoma. Monarchs with a chance to make a statement right before the break. Little misdirection. It's played in and finds the head of a defender. Edson Carley in the initial pursuit. His presence enough to win it back for the hosts. Off the foot of AWOL. Dangerous territory as Winslow's hounded. And the near side official Saw the jersey grab and motioned for the foul. And what a week it's been for soccer in the United States of America, and specifically in the Pacific Northwest. The Seattle Sounders and the club entirely hosted the second group stage match between the United States and Australia at Lumen Field, the co-home of the Seattle Sounders and Seattle Seahawks, as the booking shown in the direction of Monarchs. It's one of the coolest scenes that soccer fans here in America have ever seen in terms of the sheer volume and passion that the fans in Seattle brought to support their boys representing the red, white, and blue. It was successful, and they picked up the 2-0 victory, and followed by a Paraguay win against Turkey. They clinched their group in their first 2 games, as this one skied in following the Omar Marquez yellow card. Marquez's side takes over following the foul by Tacoma on the free kick. But of course, much anticipation in this region, specifically in the state of Washington and in the city of Seattle and the area surrounding, to welcome and host the World Cup. But to see their home country have success in a way that they haven't really had in recent memory or in a long time. It's very cool. There's Bronick on the ground. Phoenix couldn't thread it home. It's still loose, jarred free, and it missed Jauregui back post. You can see Mark Bronick slammed his fist on the ground in frustration, as Tacoma oh so close to breaking this deadlock. That is a chance Tacoma will want back, and Real Monarchs will want to wipe out of their memories. Little hot potato action right in the central part of the park. Monarchs win it back. Alfin. Henry. Hopes to play it long. Aggressive chase by Riquelme. Attempted to beat Shower to the ball. Unsuccessful, and Awalt collides with Phoenix. No whistle on the contact. Monarchs have connected at a high rate on the long ball. Over 54% accuracy on the year. That's good for third in MLS Next Pro. Felix Awalt keeps the attack alive. A goal and a couple of assists on the year. His first professional goal contributions here in 2026 out of the University of West Virginia. Service backside. Slowly rolls out. And the visitors maintain. Chance from distance, and it's collected out of the air by Mohamed Shower. Shower, the Seattle native, in his fourth start of the year. coming into tonight has stopped 10 of 17 shot attempts on frame. That's good for 59%. And finally tested right before the break. About 2.5 minutes out from the announcement of stoppage time. Kalilu Jarju felt like the restart of play happened a little too quickly. Calls for a reset and a chance for players for both clubs to catch a quick breather before one final push to break this deadlock. Again, first of 3 meetings this year between Tacoma and Real Monarchs. Again, I'm Josh Lill. Thrilled to have you with us tonight on a beautiful Father's Day evening in the Pacific Northwest. Tacoma 11th in the Western Conference, Real Monarchs 8th. With these two clubs within close confines of each other, every point certainly matters right now. Just 4 points separate the two clubs. If Tacoma were able to scrape away 3 points, it would be clutching. They've had the lone shot on target today. Can they put on one more? Hauregi inside. His feed finally collected by Alvarez, and he draws the corner kick. Pretty cut and dry first half. Not a lot of stoppage time expected. Here's Tacoma. In swinger, backside. It's popped up into the sun. Taken out of the air. And it trickles to the left of Trace Alfin, who goes untested. Alfin content with wasting as much time as possible without picking up a yellow card. There it is, 1 minute of added time. Monarchs will have to work quickly. As for Tacoma, they'll have to win it back right away. The former is the case. AWOL. Into traffic. Back on it. Rodriguez, the intended target, cannot settle it down. It falls to Phoenix. Plays it into the middle of the pitch. Nearly turned it over. But Tacoma finds success. They get out and run. Carly and Bronick central. This one safely cleared away by Michael Wenzel, having none of it. And content with seeing this one end on a corner kick. At the end of the Uruguay-Cape Verde game, there was a free kick to be had for Cape Verde. And the whistle and match were blown dead before the set-piece chance could occur. Right now, Kalilu Jarju lets this one play on. It's skied, swung inward, backside. It's collected. It falls to Carly. It touched up high, and that leads us to the halftime break. We are scoreless in the Pacific Northwest between Tacoma Defiance and Real Monarchs. And coming up in our halftime show, MLS Next Pro with a heavy influence on the World Cup and a peek ahead at the future in Grand Rapids. Plus, highlights in our upcoming schedule after this timeout.
They say the world's game is played everywhere. This is how we play it here. Every weekend across North America. From Vancouver's mountain rain to the shores of Florida. From the City of Angels to the Heartland. The world's brightest stars light up our fields. Let's go. And our fans bring the world to life. In every language, in every city. One game, one roar. Sold out nights under lights. New soccer citadels rising from coast to coast. Every chant, every goal, another brick in a growing relief. Now, the world's biggest stage comes to our home. And when they arrive, they'll find the game's heartbeat has been here all along.
Welcome back. One of the new members of MLS Next Pro is seeing its new stadium taking shape, and hard hats always bring excitement. Let's check on our future club, Grand Rapids.
It's really going to be the crown jewel of MLS Next Pro.
It's really a milestone moment when you put the last beam here on the stadium. It celebrates the hard work.
And to be able to see something like this right here in Grand Rapids is truly amazing and astonishing, but it happens with the collective muscle of the team. And one thing that I've learned since moving here 5 months ago is this is what Grand Rapids does. It comes together to build something that's really going to be a civic and community asset.
I just imagine, March 27 and, there's fireworks. The starting lineup is walking out and roaring and supporters chanting and, just get goosebumps kind of seeing, what this place is going to slowly start to mean, for this city and for this community. We're excited to be able to put a product on and off the pitch that's going to represent the community well.
The biggest sporting event in the world is embracing two ideas that started here. One designed to keep the game moving, another designed to better protect the players within it. Both were first tested in MLS Next Pro.
The league launched in 2022, but prior to that, there were 4 pillars that we came around, really rallied around, where we wanted to build and drive growth. Those 4 pillars were professional development, local communities, access, and innovation. The game has been around for over 100 years, but for the most part, a lot of the rules have stayed the same. But the game has evolved so much, particularly over the last 30 years.
MLS Next Pro has been a really good proving ground for a lot of these new rules that they're bringing into effect. The players and the competition have been very open to trying out new things. We've seen some really, really good developments, and a lot of the things that have been trialed in that competition have been elevated to MLS, and now we're seeing elevated to the FIFA level as well. This was something that it was easy for them to get their heads around, but I was pleasantly surprised to see them take this on in a format that's very, very similar to what we've been doing already.
Ideas don't become rules overnight. Changing the game meant bringing people together from every corner of the sport.
I think it took a lot of courage for us to implement some of the new rules, but we knew that if we did it in an authentic way and we got information from so many different stakeholders in parts of the game, that we could do it in a safe way that would help players, would help administrators and coaches, and really would be good for the sport.
Eventually, the conversation moved from meeting rooms to match day.
Well, I was fortunate enough to be a part of the first game ever with this in MLS Next Pro in 2022, where we got an email. We had to join a webinar where we had to go over these rules, and there was great understanding of how this was going to go and overview about these two specific rules that we're going to have implemented specifically for MLS Next Pro. So I really thought the on-field treatment rule was an awesome implementation, because that's something that we deal with a ton as referees. It's something that causes friction, always causes issues for game management when you have players going down for injuries and calling a trainer on when it's not necessarily a serious injury. So I knew initially that was going to be a fantastic one, that was going to be helping our game improvement. And then the substitution rule we knew was also going to be one of the ones that was going to help. So I was really looking forward to doing that one and implementing that, because it's something that's game management we have to deal with.
The expectation was that there would be an adjustment period, maybe even resistance. Nobody knew how the players would respond once the whistle blew.
Players bought into it really quickly, and it was something that the entire league was able to understand it, and really you saw buy-in from everybody, and it was just really easily implemented at MLS Next Pro, and really didn't see much pushback. The biggest thing that I've seen is where players are smart enough to know if they leave the field voluntarily with our permission, they don't have to wait a minute. So if they're near the sideline or the end line or something where they say, hey ref, I just need a minute, I'm gonna go off, perfect. They can go off and get whatever treatment they need to, and they know they don't have to wait the minute. You're getting your treatment that you have, you're not implementing any of the on-field treatment rules or anything, you're just taking yourself out of it for a second. So that's where players are really coming smart to how they handle things. And then for the substitution rule, I've seen several times where I would talk to a captain and I tell him he's coming, the player has to come off, and he's not, and you see a captain or a teammate pushing that player off the field, because they know that if you're not off in that 10 seconds, they don't want to play for 10 at the disadvantage that they would have.
The changes on field were obvious, and the numbers told the same story.
The data was really compelling. If you look at the numbers before the rule was implemented, on average, for those stoppages associated with injuries that are 15 seconds or more, you really were looking at stoppages in games that were 5 to 6 times per game. Once we implemented the new rules, that number went down to between 1 and 1.5 times per game. And so the data was very, very compelling that when you implemented a rule like this, it really would reduce those preventable match delays. And that was really exciting for us. But when you do the analysis in terms of number of fouls and yellow cards and red cards and some of those metrics, we found that those remain consistent whether the rule was in place or not. And that was a positive dynamic for us. And it's one of the key indicators that the rule's working.
The experiment was working in MLS Next Pro and was brought to MLS 2 years later. That success pushed these ideas to the biggest stage in the game.
It's amazing that every single law change that comes into play comes from some competition or some situation that happened at maybe it was UEFA Champions League final, or maybe it was another World Cup that inspired a rule change. So to have from our own competition, coming from North America to have a rule change come into play for me, it's special, because I've been there from the very beginning. I've helped implement this from a management standpoint, so I'm excited to see how it's going to be implemented on the world stage by competitions, by referees, and by teams from around the world.
For the people who helped build it, the impact is still sinking in.
You never really understand the impact that you might have on the sport. And so to be part of MLS Next Pro and to be part of this process and leading this process as it relates to new rules and innovation has been a real shining star for me as it relates to my career. I'm just super excited and proud and grateful to be part of the process. I can't wait for the games to happen in the World Cup and to see them. These are important new rules for the growth of the game, so it's extremely rewarding, and I can't articulate how happy and proud I am.
In addition to those rules influences at this summer's FIFA World Cup, 105 players at the tournament have spent time with an MLS club, with 44 of these players developed through the MLS Player Pathway. Of these 44 players, 19 spent time in MLS Next Pro, and fans can get a closer look at this historic group by heading to MLSnextPro.com. We are scoreless at the break between Tacoma Defiance and Real Monarchs, two teams right in the mix of the Western Conference that would love to get a huge jump and pick up massive points today. But before we get to the second half kickoff, let's look at score schedules, highlights, stats, and more coming up. Taking a look at the latest scores, the struggles early on for Carolina Core and Inter Miami, two teams in the bottom three of the Eastern Conference, end up going to penalties, and it's Carolina Core with the key 2 points. Minnesota United with a dominant victory over St. Louis City 2. And Timbers 2, ranked third in the Western Conference, keeps Colorado Rapids 2 without a regulation victory. Looking at the upcoming schedule, I'll be with you guys for the LAFC 2 and Minnesota United 2 game on Wednesday night. On Friday, we got a little Friday Night Lights action between Connecticut United and NYCFC 2. Timbers 2 look to continue pace atop the Western Conference table against Earthquakes 2. Atlanta United 2 also in good form in the Eastern Conference. They've fallen off a little bit, but look to pick up points against the second place Crown Legacy. Chattanooga FC hosts Chicago Fire, and Colorado Rapids 2 in search of that first regulation win. Could it come against Whitecaps FC 2? Who knows? It would be a big night if they were able to pick up points. But let's take a look at how we got to where we have. We may not have a score, but it's been an exciting match nonetheless. Monarchs unable to capitalize on an early corner kick that was whistled no good, and had a couple of close chances as well. There's another look. Tacoma continued to put a little bit of pressure on late in the first half. Bronick set this one across, and Cody Phoenix could not muster it through. We would remain scoreless, and Rafael Jauregui could not meet the ball at the back post. The frustration would continue to set on as they had one late corner kick to try and take the lead right before stoppage time. And Edson Carley with an attempt, but it was unable to test Trace Alfin. Well, we are just moments away from the final 45 minutes of play between Tacoma Defiance and Real Monarchs, so don't go anywhere. 45 minutes coming up. Will we see the deadlock broken? Only one way to find out. Stay tuned.
Yeah, boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still sticking ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Second half just moments away. Tacoma Defiance and Real Monarchs scoreless at the break. And while we have a moment, let's take a look at the numbers from the first half of play as both teams break their huddles and gather one last time in the middle of the pitch.
All right, man. Let's get loud. Let's hype up our boys for the second half. Get ready for kickoff of the second half. Get up and get loud.
Neither side able to create much offensive action in the first 45 minutes. One shot on target apiece, but Tacoma, they've edged their way out in terms of the chances created. 4 shots compared to Monarchs 1. It was Paulo Nagamura's side that struggled to maintain the ball early on. It seemed like Real Monarchs was going to just run away with this game in terms of possession. They do lead passing accuracy and passing categories, but nonetheless, Tacoma, they've climbed their way back into the conversation. They found a lot of comfortability in that final 12 minutes or so. Saw a corner kick or two. They've crossed the ball at a higher rate, and they finished the first half with 3 corner kicks accumulated. For set pieces, those always are a big role in playing into results. Substitution for Real Monarchs at the break. Ryan Amparo in for Omar Marquez. That is the lone switch at the break. We are underway. Tacoma starts things off in the dark kits, going left to right. Monarchs switch sides and go right to left in the white kits. Kalilu Jarju, our official for the evening, and I'm Josh Lill, set to take you through the final 45 minutes of play. Monarchs on the front foot, quick to work. Amparo into the game for Marquez. Lone switch up for Mark Lowry. Lineker Rodriguez into the corner.
Visiting team Monarchs made a substitution at the half. Leaving the match was number 40, Omar Marquez.
Kobe Henry chases
61, Isaki Amparo.
and plays it outside. That press continues to set a high line for Tacoma Defiance. Led by Mark Bronick in the middle. Heavy collision. Oh, and Kalilu Jarju lost some laundry on his way over to show the booking. Picked up the yellow card off the turf. And it's shown in the direction of Phoenix. That was a hefty tackle and challenge on the far side, and Monarchs able to come away with it cleanly. And restart play here on the free kick. They switch it wide in hopes of stretching out this Tacoma defense. It is Phoenix with the yellow. That is his second on the campaign. Tight quarters for Damian Alvarez. Hounded and surrounded. Owen Anderson not making life any easy. It's a push from behind. It's Ruben Masales called for the foul. Mark O'Neill just tying those shoelaces, and we're back underway. O'Neal 9 goals a year ago with Whitecaps FC too. Very versatile, can play as a center back, central midfielder, even a right back. Coach Nagamura very proud of the quality and sound technical ability that O'Neal has. Alvarez shoved off the ball, stays with it. Inviting chance. Bronick, that shot deflected and just to the right of Alfin. It was a promising chance that took a daring touch before it fell to the feet of Mark Bronick. Another look here. Alvarez fights through the contact. It seemed like the pace of the ball changed just a bit. Bronick had to twist and turn and could not connect for the second consecutive match. Header Carly out of the air. And back-to-back chances blocked. A foul inside the area. And Kalilu Jarju not messing around. Motions immediately for the trainer of Real Monarchs to come onto the pitch. Antonio Riquelme, the injured man, and sits up as he is checked out by the training staff. Riquelme has come out of the RSL Academy and at just 17 years of age. Starts in his 9th match this season. To get talented players at such a young age, it can pay dividends, but to get young leaders who are talented, that is the key. He captained the U18 squad within the club in MLS Next a year ago, where he scored a goal in 7 matches. He's appeared for the Chilean U17 team as well on 3 occasions. Has been a nice addition in the midfield. 3 goals and an assist on the year. He's back to his feet. Kalilu Jarju jogs to his position. And we're ready to pick up play again on a 73-degree evening, all sunny here on Father's Day night in the Pacific Northwest. It's a drop ball at the feet of Damian Alvarez, and we're back underway after the brief injury stoppage for Antonio Riquelme. Quick touch from Gaffney. It's fed through. And Alfin, again, able to beat Bronick to the ball. It seems those two have been running head-on-head at times. It would be quite a dangerous, interesting duel if Bronick were to meet Trace Alfin full speed. I mean, the intensity that each runs with, and that comes with respect for the abilities of the other. Alfin very quick to get off his line, and Bronick, of course, a deadly striker. Has the natural instincts of a number 9 and the skill as well. Whoever wins that race is likely to come away with success, and tonight it's Trace Alfin, who has been on the front foot when it's been needed most. Antonio Riquelme enters the pitch again. Tacoma very dangerous with all their counter movements up front. They have a very dangerous front 4. And joining Mark Bronick, Edson Carly, and Rafael Jauregui. Mark O'Neal certainly can jump in on the conversation. And right now it's Charlie Gaffney, who has questions, has not found any answers. O'Neal ups to Gaffney. Looks for the give and go. Connects with Alvarez. Shot by Nyalati is denied. Out on the far touchline, and Phoenix and company maintain possession. Alvarez. Rodriguez in pursuit. finally falls for Monarchs. Seems like it's been all Tacoma to start here in the second half. Can the visitors make some noise? It's Rodriguez. Leaves it through. And diving a shower to keep it away from the feet of Owen Anderson. Anderson once the Academy Player of the Year for Real Salt Lake in 2024. Another teenager in this starting 11 for Mark Lowry. That brings a lot of youth, but a wealth of knowledge and experience at such a young age. These road games, an opportunity to gel these younger players, the teenagers specifically, with guys that have been around this league and professional soccer for a long time. Coach Mark Lowry has noted that the team simply has gotten closer, being away from home in the back and forth schedule, all the home matches to start the year. And then the back and forth element of it as we're in the thick of the schedule. It's made it hard to get a rhythm, but the guys have really enjoyed being with each other. His players win a free kick. But with this being the first of 3 consecutive road matchups for Real Monarchs, points are simply crucial at this point. To pick them up in chunks would be key. To walk out of there with 5 or 6 would make this coaching staff very happy, but of course, they have eyes on all 9. Riquelme. And it's covered up by Shower. Whistle in the middle of the field. It does stay with Tacoma. Tacoma now with 8 shots, 1 on target. Real Monarchs just 2 with 1 on frame. Could see 1 here. Bronick fights through. Can it get in? Yes, it does! The breakthrough for Mark Bronick. And the deadlock has finally been broken. Two games in a row, and Mark Bronick, physical, able to fight through the contact that Michael Wenzel put on him. Trace Alfin out of position. And that is goal number 4 on the year for Mark Bronick. It's as impressive as it gets. That is the physicality you want from your number 9. Bronick has been scoring professional goals in soccer since he was 17 years of age. On the pitch tonight, nearing the hour mark in a match that seemed destined to remain scoreless until possible penalties. A beautiful ball through. And Mark Bronick able to beat out his defender, win the positioning battle, and get that one on. Just like that, Michael Wenzel, who did not win that one-on-one battle, he is out of the match. And he's replaced by Gio Calderon. And just talking with Mark Lowry in the days leading up to this match, he's not one to mince words with his defenders if there's something he doesn't like. I wonder if that substitution is a result of the defending there, or if simply there was something not right. We won't assume, but the substitution made. Michael Wenzel out. Gio Calderon. Bronick tagged with the goal, and it's Mark O'Neill with his second helper on the year. All of a sudden, Monarchs draw the foul, and they're about 25 yards away from goal. Khalilu Jarju sets the line. The third shot on target of this game by either team is one put home right before the hour mark. All of a sudden, Antonio Riquelme, who stands over this ball, goes for goal with a chance to even it up, and Shower denies. A heroic save as Shower had to protect that bottom right corner. It looked good off the foot of Riquelme, had a bounce or two. Monarchs still on the front foot. Slapped away, and the visitors maintain. Sounders FC is proud to partner with Regents Blue Shield, a health plan powering Washington's health and wellness for more than 100 years. Bronick through again. Oh, nice touch over to Carly. He leaves it for Gaffney. Gaffney! Oh, what a stop! And it falls to Bronick, and he could not connect. Charlie Gaffney had the assist on the Bronick goal last match in search of a goal contribution for the second consecutive game. Trace Alford with the save. And Bronick simply could not find that finishing touch. Seemed like Monarchs had space going forward, and all of a sudden they're back in their own defensive third. Ruben Masales calls for it and receives, wearing the captain's armband tonight. One ball through. Nice one touch. Rodriguez over to Ream. It eventually falls to Anderson, sitting in the area. Slow roller, and scooped up by Shower. He boots it deep, and that draws oohs and ahs from the crowd, and finally falls. My goodness, that has to be about 25 yards away from the box. It nearly travels. It definitely traveled over 75% of the pitch. What airtime. Oh, that one, a couple substitutions now for Tacoma. Cody Phoenix sees the end of his day along with Rafael Jauregui. Mitchell Emmerton. The second substitution now for Tacoma's Braden Smith. Late match reinforcements for Paulo Nagamura in hopes of securing all 3 points. Emmert, the academy product, at 18 years of age, on for critical minutes. This is just his 6th appearance for Tacoma Defiance. Mark O'Neill called for the foul, it looks like. Sets up Monarchs. Antonio Riquelme nearly struck on the last direct free kick opportunity. Can he do it again? We'll see if he's standing over this one. That is the case right now. He's over with what looks to be Lineker Rodriguez. Rodriguez and Riquelme. It's Antonio Riquelme, and he's blocked immediately. Tacoma stands strong. And one of the players definitely took the worst of that shot attempt. Substitutions ready for Real Monarchs. Braden Smith off of the latest substitution for Tacoma Defiance, another teenager, an academy product. Has started in a couple of matches this year, makes his 5th appearance. Van Parker, a talented scorer for this Monarch side. Signed to the first team as a homegrown talent this year. Onto the pitch in hopes of evening this thing up. Giovia also on for Mark Lowry. We'll see what Monarchs can cook up, and that one-timer looked promising, but not deadly enough. Via the former Chicago Fire Academy product, acquired via a free transfer in 2022 and has taken part in the U15s and U17s in the academy. And the 18-year-old, now in his 3rd year with Monarchs, has now tallied 26 matches and recorded 2 assists in the process. Still in search of that first goal, but a key in the midfield for Mark Lowry. Van Parker, of course, tallied 4 scores on the year. Van Parker, the May Player of the Month in MLS Next Pro, had 4 goals in a 6-match span and also found himself with Player of the Match Week honors in Match Week 12 for his brace against Rapids 2 and his game-winning goal against Whitecaps FC 2. Did that all in 1 week. Chance on the break and numbers for Tacoma. Carly leads the charge. Has Gaffney and opts to take it himself, and Trace Alfin ready for that attempt. Errant ball from the feet of Owen Anderson. Turns it over to Tacoma. Here's a look on the replay. Carly gets by and works that one through a couple of defenders. Not the look that Tacoma would have hoped for, as Alfin has been good from distance today. Bronick nearly got a touch. Felt good on his run, but his actions are enough to keep it at the feet of Defiance. Shower, dangerous ball. Shower under duress. Defended heavily. Had to make a move, and Van Parker was all over him. Bronick with the touch. Unleashes Gaffney. Charlie Gaffney with green grass to run. Gaffney, Carly, and it's taken away. Not the greatest of passes. And Real Monarchs were ready for it. Leo Margara's interception sets up the run of play. This portion of the match is brought to you by the Western Washington Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Monarchs would love a go at goal. Just have not found themselves in the right spots to do so. They've tested Mohamed Shower a little more in the second half. 2 shots on target compared to 1 in the first 45 minutes as a couple of players collide. Equal contact. And that one somehow got on frame, and Shower leaps into the air to preserve the shutout. That ball from Masales, it looked like a cross and had some wicked intent on it. Nearing the 70th minute. Real Monarchs beginning to ask all the right questions, hands raised high into the air, but have not found the answers, and it's in part due to that one-on-one defending we've seen on the outside from these Tacoma players. That time they commit the foul, but here's another look at it. Players equally collide. Gonzalez picks up the trash, and it did take a deflection on the way in. On the way at net, I should say. That was unexpected. Was that one doinked off of Gallant and Sendez? Shower. That one had a violent bounce, and it's far away from his own net. Anderson looks for the give and go. Receives cleanly. Into the corner, that cross. It's lofted. Finally collected. Villa outside, and get another heavy tackle there is Mark O'Neill and Ruben Masales going at it. Izzy Amparo decides to join the party. And substitutions follow.
In the 70th minute, we have a substitution for your Defiance, leaving the match number 32, Javi Nolati.
Now Lonti exits the match.
Entering the match is number 99,
Landon Lucero enters the pitch for Paulo Nagamura. Lucero enters to a nice round of applause, and the 16-year-old academy man onto the pitch. Just his second professional appearance of his career, all in 2026. The first came in at 1-0 lost against Timbers 2. This portion of the match is brought to you by the Western Washington Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Monarchs on it. Masales looks to cross. No one at the back post except Mohamed Shower. This portion of the match is brought to you by Columbia Bank. Oh, Shower, the 18-year-old, with an incredible save. He's not tested a second time. How about Mohamed Shower in search of his first professional clean sheet? He's well on his way after making yet another save. The save percentage hadn't been so kind to Shower coming into tonight. Had only stopped 59% of the shots he'd seen. Today, 3 for 3. A whistle. That ball likely up on the hands. And Monarchs take over. Now these one-score games, Tacoma Defiance, they aren't really a stranger to. Their last 3 matches have all been one-score affairs. And on the year, have a record of 2-5 coming into this match in those one-score matches. And that's the big improvement from Defiance that we've seen over the last couple of months, is their ability to stay in games and not necessarily scramble, but very much be in the conversation for all 3 points. That win versus Dynamo 2, certainly a trendsetter. They traded 1-0 wins and losses against Ventura County and Tacoma Timbers 2, excuse me. In one right now, advantage played. Parker was there for the touch. Opted to play it outside the box. Monarchs still on it. Raquelme drifting. Could not be found on his overlapping run. It does settle to him for a brief moment. And Tacoma knock it away. It has to be nice for Defiance to finally be back at home. This is just their 3rd home match since the start of May. I think every coach can speak to the strengths and weaknesses that come with playing on the road so much. The obvious strength, again, team bonding, we mentioned it. Mark Lowry told us just a few days ago the importance of having that connection with your guys, being on the road, seeing the world, and going places that this beautiful game can take you. Obviously, the weaknesses of being on the road so much, you're not waking up in your own bed, not going to the normal training facility, you're out of a routine in a bit of ways, but Tacoma have fought through it. And although the road results have not gone their way with a record of 1-4-1, they've come back home with an opportunity to really take move here in the Western Conference standings. Masales, a former All-ACC player at Duke University. And swung around. Played into the middle. Anderson looks for that key entry into the attacking half. He works short. A whistle. Advantage played. Header on the backside. It falls. Parker in pursuit. Gonzalez does not win that joust in the air. It's a push from behind. Gio Calderon immediately put his hands in the air. Felt like he didn't foul, but was quick to back up. Positive play from Tacoma. It starts with Charlie Gaffney, as it's done oftentimes. Alvarez, Gaffney. Oh, what a nice touch to the outside to unleash Gaffney. He's marked right away. Off the deflection, Alvarez. Right spot, right time. Smith switches the field of play. Shot from distance blocked. Falls up high. Emmert back with it. Double teamed. Attempts to spin out of it. Works it out. Hand in the air. Trace Alphen was all over that offside call and was correct in his ruling. Real Monarchs usually a team that can climb the ranks of the foul count in a match. Trail in that category just by 1 to Tacoma Defiance, 18-17. They've got a couple of bookings today. But that aggressiveness has been matched at times, maybe even outmatched by the Defiance defense. As Anderson could not put that one through, and Masales, not the touch he wanted. It unleashes Tacoma. Edson Carley puts the brakes on, hops into the middle, and just gifts that one back to Monarchs. The reliance on the wingbacks today for Mark Lowry. They've needed that action. You can see Gio Villa on your left side, set to take plenty of space as he makes his run forward. Mark Lowry wants those 2 wingbacks to be a little more aggressive and attacking minded. You don't want to get pinned and all of a sudden be forced to defend a ton. Can they get up? And there is Villa. The aggressiveness paying off there. Lofts it off to Masales. At her backside in search of Rodriguez. And falls to Tacoma. Real Monarchs substitution. And Jack Otley in for Owen Anderson. Many academy players taking to the pitch late. The 18-year-old, the latest academy player to see professional minutes. Recorded his first professional goal contribution this year. It was an assist in that 2-0 shutout of Colorado Rapids 2. Touched on, and Gaffney pops it up in hopes of beating the run of Villa. He was onto that plan all along, and Ruben Masales begins the build here, and Shower on the 1-hop. Able to handle that one with confidence. Four saves tonight for Shower. What a night it could be. In search of that first professional clean sheet. It's always memorable when you can pick up the shutout, but it also speaks volumes to the 10 field players in front of the keeper that defended the full length of the pitch. Still have about 8.5 minutes to go. Also with stoppage time in the conversation until we can see if that feat is possible. Villa, following the Braden Smith yellow card. Villa into the air, and Shower snags. Tacoma team that, within their first 7 games of the year, went winless, 5 losses, 2 PK appearances with just 1 shootout victory. They suffered 4 one-goal losses in that period. But ending April, with a 4-0 victory over LAFC 2 for their first win of the year. It really set in motion the tone for the month of May, where they picked up a couple of victories and went 1 for 1 in PKs with 2 shutouts. It's a team ready to turn the corner. And for Real Monarchs, they have the talent to sky to the top of the ranks in the Western Conference. The question is, which Monarchs team are we going to see on every given match day? Any given match day, I should say. Is it the team that can put up a plethora amount of goals, Or is it a side that struggles to even put up shots on frame? Today it's the latter. They have matched the same number of chances on target that Tacoma has collected, but they have yet to connect. Masale's on the ground. That ball passed about 6 Monarchs players who were a little out of position to get a touch. It's out for a goal kick. Victory not tasting that sweet yet for Tacoma. The job is far from finished. Mark Bronick with the lone goal. He's tallied a score in 2 consecutive matches. Collision foul against Defiance. Landon Lucero with a bit of a disagreement. Nonetheless, we go on. Van Parker given no breathing room, and rightfully so with his scoring capabilities. And GA Cup and MLS Next title winner, along with a MVP, Golden Boot, and All-Star awards in his trophy room. See if he can get a pivotal touch. Ewald, backside, headed up. And Shower goes through our crowd and gets his mitts on that one. Heavy touch from Bronick. Wanted to take that one out of the air. Gets back to defend. Monarchs look for the breakdown opportunity. They've tested their chances on the flanks, and right now it pays off. 3 players run centrally. Options for the visitors. It falls. Ewald with the touch. Rodriguez! Oh, what a stop from Shower! The shutout preserved. Not an easy save by any means, as Monarchs leading goal scorer Lineker Rodriguez found himself at point-blank range and somehow could not rustle the back of the net. Edson Carley exits the match. Mark Bronick, the lone goal scorer. Here is that chance. Shower leaps as that ball somehow got through traffic. The Tacoma keeper was ready for it. And wow, he has just put on a defensive display tonight. Danny Robles in for Tacoma. The first of 2 substitutions. Leo Flores' entry follows. Tacoma take over, and Flores comes in. A willing runner and has great connecting play. He has a number 9. We'll see if he can add the clincher. As for Danny Robles, came up through the Seattle Sounders Academy. Played with Tacoma back in their USL Championship days. And then went and won the inaugural USL Cup in USL League One back in 2024 with Northern Colorado Hailstorm. They enter in hopes of preserving 3 points. Form at home has been good for Tacoma. 3 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws this year. As it Shower again. Now 5 saves today. Masales takes over. Could not connect centrally in the box. Raquelme plays it out. Rodriguez in search of the reception. It's Raquelme. Chance outside the area. Oh, it was quite inviting. Shower lucky to not be tested. And the chances beginning to grow in bunches for Real Monarchs. The question is, will one finally get past Mohamed Shower? Up next, Tacoma will go on the road to face Minnesota United 2 a week from today. Kickoff at 8 p.m. Eastern. Last two matches have gone to penalties. Each one has been won by both Tacoma and Minnesota. For Real Monarchs, they'll go on the road Friday night. Or Saturday night, excuse me. Tacoma will face Minnesota on Sunday. And Monarchs will take on Ventura County FC. Kickoff at 10 p.m. Eastern time. They've picked up one regulation win since 2019 against Ventura County. History against Monarchs. And Mark Lowry will be hopeful to rewrite the history. Chance to step. Gaffney sees a runner at the backside. It's batted down. Monarchs take over. Rodriguez. And the ball finds Shower. No harm done. Into the corner. Ball on the ground. Flores there. Leo Flores could not put it home. We mentioned the spark he can be off the bench, his ability to create for himself and just work in open space is something Paulo Nagamura praises out of his number 9. Nearly put that one away, and we are at stoppage time. And Monarchs outrunning. Only 3 minutes of added time. We had just 1 minute of extra play in the first half. Time running out on the visitors. What can they put together here? And pardon me, both Real Monarchs and Tacoma's next matches are on Saturday, June 27th. Apologies for the mix-up. And it's Monarchs in the attacking half. Approximately 2 minutes to go. They certainly wind up for their chance. Get all the pieces in place. It's promising. Reaches the 6-yard box, and Mohamed Shower, no problem dealing with that one. Mark Bronick, just one of 2 players on this Tacoma roster with multiple goals on the campaign, and it's Flores. Oh, he collides with Trace Alfin, who takes a fall. And that is the easiest booking of the day for Kalilu Jarju. Monarchs work quickly. Time has not been halted here in added time in the second half. So it's likely these 3 minutes will be cut and dry. Header in. Deflected by Alvarez. Every defensive action key right now for Tacoma. A team that went winless across their first 7 games to begin play this year. Have an opportunity to pick up 3 points. Now for the 3rd time in their last 5 matches. It's hard to say victory's tasting that much sweeter, as it's only a 1-goal game, and the littlest mistake in an action could result in this match being turned completely upside down. It falls. There's the final whistle. What a day for Tacoma Defiance, for the team that started out winless across their first 7 games of the year. They've won back-to-back matches at home, have picked up 3 points in matches in 3 of their last 5 games, and take this one 1-0. We saw some great defense tonight, a stellar goal from Mark Bronick, but Mohamed Shower had his name written all over this match. A historic night for him as he preserves the clean sheet. It makes it 1-0, your final from the Pacific Northwest Tacoma. Knock off Real Monarchs, and they'll climb up the Western Conference table. They were at the depths at one point. And a big part of this win, as we mentioned, Mohamed Shower. He is tonight's man of the match from Tacoma Defiance, presented by Adidas. Shower tonight put on a dazzling display between the sticks. He made 4 saves en route to his first professional clean sheet. The 18-year-old from Seattle, Washington, could not be stopped. Whether the chances came from outside the area or close range, like you can see there off the foot of Lineker Rodriguez, Shower stood tall and preserved all 3 points tonight for Tacoma Defiance. He is our man of the match, presented by Adidas. And for our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Josh Lill saying so long. Once again, our final score is 1-0. Tacoma Defiance defeat Real Monarchs. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Have a great night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.